your first Alert 5 weather.
We've got thunderstorms moving through southeastern Colorado. We're going to start off on the leading edge of this, though, as we head out near the Kansas border, Cheyenne, Kit Carson counties. Now, as we start to see these thunderstorms move over into this area of yellow, this is actually a tornado watch. And what we're actually saying with this is the environment is much more favorable. So as these thunderstorms move into this area, we're actually looking for development. So Cheyenne, Wells, Kit Carson, you guys have a couple of thunderstorms on your doorstep right now. Back further south here, actually towards Los Animas, and out west towards La Junta, and then down south towards Tempest, we have some pretty good thunderstorms moving through the area at this time. And even as we head even further to the southwest near Houghton, and we can actually see some of these thunderstorms much more isolated in nature here just to the east of I-25. But as they continue to move into this more favorable environment, that's where they start to come together. Now up to the north here, as we head towards Ordway, Fowler, we have also another group of thunderstorms, and even up towards Elbert County and Lincoln counties right now, where these are some of the strongest thunderstorms, and we really saw these explode here over the last 30 minutes because you see this green line that animates through. This is an outflow boundary, so think of this as a wave of energy, and as it pushes through the atmosphere, it actually helps to lift these thunderstorms up a little bit more, and that's why we saw this explosion right here of intense color, which indicates very heavy rainfall, as well as quite a bit of lightning out there in the far eastern plains. Now, as far as El Paso County goes, look at Teller County. All of these thunderstorms have moved through the area quite quickly, and even near Woodland Park, this has deteriorated rapidly over the last few minutes. And now in Colorado Springs, we have some light rain showers, but even these are starting to fall apart. And when you take a look at this at a bigger scale, you notice at the leading edge of this, we have much more isolated pockets of bright, intense color. And on the back side of this, it's much more kind of a blah general color. What that essentially means is all these thunderstorms are eating up all of this energy. And by the time these storms on the back side actually get there, there's not much left for them to munch off of. So that's kind of why it's more of a general rain, we'll call it. And that's what we're seeing right now in Colorado Springs. A little bit of a nice sunset there, although it's still early in the year. For sunsets, we'll just call it some sunshine falling behind the mountains. Current temperature 73 degrees here in the Springs, 82 down south in Pueblo, with some of those thunderstorms in the backdrop with our live cam. Elsewhere around the region at this time, still some strong 90s out there in the eastern plains where the sunshine is still very bright, heating things up, but where there's cloud cover and rainfall, much cooler along I-25 with 67 in Monument all the way down to 81 in Walsenburg, and 93 degrees in Trinidad at this hour. Satellite and radar composite, you can see where the sun is shining through some of those eastern plains areas where there isn't quite as much cloud cover, but don't worry, that cloud cover is moving to your direction, because when we take a look at this on the bigger picture here, it's a pretty good line as it goes from the southwestern corner of the state to the northeastern corner. This is the monsoonal plume. It's moving through the state. But what's interesting is on the back side of this for the western slope, you can see it has more of a west to east flow. So what this is telling us is that this is the drier air moving into Colorado, and it's trying to push this monsoonal flow out of the state, but it's not going to do that until later tonight and on to tomorrow. So we still have a pretty good night of light showers ahead of us. Now, as we head towards the next several hours, this is animation starting at 6 o'clock. We get towards 8 o'clock. We could have one more round here in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, as well as the wet mountains, moving from Canyon City, Westcliff out towards Rye, eventually moving on to the eastern plains as we head towards 10 and even 12 a.m. But watch what happens here. The bright, intense colors really start to fizzle out. We lose the heating of the day. We lose a lot of that energy, so we're left with very general light rain showers for the overnight hours, even onto the eastern plains towards Kit Carson. Now by tomorrow morning, we'll start to clear things out. Partly cloudy to start your day, partly cloudy to end the day as well, because even by 1 p.m., this is where we start to typically see some of that development. But again, drier air working into the state. We might ring out a light rain shower or two, maybe a clap of thunder along the higher elevations, the Palmer Divide, the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. But overall, we're talking pretty nice temperatures for tomorrow afternoon, and a much more drier forecast is in store for the 7-day. Just check out these 7-day forecasts here over the next couple of days. Looking pretty good for Colorado Springs for tomorrow. We didn't put a thunderstorm icon on there. I think we're going to take a break. Just a little bit of a breather for us here in the Pikes Peak region. 86 for tomorrow afternoon, but we'll start to increase those chances for Tuesday and Wednesday. They will be small, they will be light, but we have a little bit of moisture working back in, as well as a couple of waves of energy, so we'll include that here for the higher elevations. You notice Pueblo, we didn't include that for you guys. In fact, for the next 7 days, we didn't even include an icon at all, because we're looking at very dry, very warm temperatures very generalized over the next several days. Now, Canyon City, as you start to head towards the higher elevations, keeping those rain chances in there for the next few days. Kind of residual moisture, a little bit of residual energy in the atmosphere. But overall, by the time we get to the latter half of the work week and even next weekend, things are looking very dry and very warm. Not too shabby. We just got to get through the next couple of days here in the mountains.